because I know it seems like a big mountain to climb. Some of you are maybe making $500 a week. Maybe you're making $1,000 a week. Maybe you're making $1,500. You're like, can't make another grand. What are you talking about? So, where would you start? What do I do first if I want to go make $1,000 more? And this is in debits. This isn't like, fucking
I
made
signed
a
one
sale.
client up and to a 6-month fucking commitment, and
It's
it's
worth $1,000. Like, nah, fuck that.
Cash collected only.
That is it. Cash collected, direct debited, deposited into
In
your bank account. Otherwise it doesn't fucking
to
count.
spend on some J's.
Fuck off with this. I made $30,000 in sales this week.
Yeah. No,
whatever.
we don't play that game.
Anyway,
So what was the question? Where do you start?
what's the first thing we do?
You start with knowing your numbers and what does an extra $1,000 look like. You know, so you got to do the math on that.
Yeah.
So it's like you would need to know like how many clients you have at the moment, what they pay per session, what that average spend is per client, like how many sessions and the average spend per client. Because if your average client spends, like 1.5 sessions, like you need to know that. So then it's like, okay, well, I need to get 10 clients to get this many sessions, which makes this much income. So you got to start with the numbers first. You can't just sit there and hope and be like, I'm going to do all this stuff to get $1,000. And then just like one day you get more.
Yeah.
Know exactly what it's going to take. What $1,000 is going to look like. What's 10 kilos going to look like lost? You need to know what $1,000 more looks like. Yeah.
So I think to be effective at that, so I had a really cool coaching session during the week with a coach, with a PT. And it ended up in her being in tears basically at the thought of it. And we were going back to the data.
Yeah.
I was like, we need to go back to your tracker. Like things hadn't been done, not executing to the plan, blah, 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 blah. Like we need to go back to core metrics of your weekly tracker being what matters. Like when you train, you don't get worried about all the shit you're worried about with your business because you know numbers equals outcome. If I eat this many calories, it doesn't matter if the weight fluctuates 3 to 1% over a day.
Yeah.
What's the trend over a week, over a month? I'm going to get the outcome. But people struggle to do that with their business because I think, and I've been slamming this lately, so sorry because it's like the 18th time you've heard this, you run a fucking business, you're not the business.
Yeah.
And to let go of you being the business, that when someone says no, they're not rejecting you, they're rejecting the product.
Yeah.
When you make a phone call and someone doesn't answer it, you didn't call your best friend and they hung up on you. Like you dialed a number that went in a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And that's business. So separating yourself from business, the best way, what's the best way to get someone who has anxiety around the scale to get over their anxiety around the scale? Weigh in every fucking day.
Yeah.
Track trends, show them trends, learn that it's just a number and it changes.
Yeah, removing the emotion of it.
Do this fucking same thing.
Yeah.
Get on top of your numbers, put them in every day, every week, know what's going on. All of a sudden,
Yeah, so I think you need to know your numbers and you need to know your performance metrics. So the way that's different is like if you close at 50%, that's a performance metric.
Yep.
Which means that if you numbers suggest that you need 10 more clients, you need to get in front of 20 people.
Correct.
And if you call X amount of people and this many people pick up, you need to call even more people for them to pick up. And if you only book like 1 in every 5 people to an appointment, then you have to call 5 times those people, like as an example. So you need to know what how good you are at the thing. So hang on, let's go back. You need to know what it's going to take to get $1,000, and you need to know how good you are at getting the amount of people that it's going to take to get $1,000. And then you have your numbers. This is how many people you need to speak to. This is how many appointments you need to book. This is how many people you need to present to. The best part of that is you're probably going to be at your all-time worst right now, which means that those numbers are only going to get better because you're going to get better at it if you do what you just said and perform and do it every day, which means that you're probably going to close at 50 for the first person. Then it's like you're probably going to close at 65%, 70%. You're going to call 5 people and book 1 appointment. Then you're going to call 5 people and book 2 appointments. So all of a sudden, either the numbers go down and you get better at it, or you just sign more people up. And you just make more impact and more money and have more fulfillment because you're thriving in your business, and all of a sudden you don't feel burnt out because you're making money and you're making change. And that's the best scenario. But it all comes back from knowing what you need.
100%. And it just creates this laser focus. It makes you laser focused because it's like when you break it down like that, like, and I've done this so many times in the stand-up PT discovery calls.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, how much more money do you need to make? This much. Okay. What's your average? How much do you charge? This much. What's your average sessions per client? This much. All right, so you need this many clients. What do you close at? Don't know. Let's say it's 50%. What do you close at on the phone? Don't know. Let's say it's 60%. How many people answer? Don't know. Let's say it's 30%. You need to make these many phone calls. From here to here, done.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's really that simple. And then next week you see like, oh, I made a poster.
Yeah.
Or I spent 3 hours on a new reel. Or I ran a giveaway or a challenge. Or it's like, why?
Yeah.
Laser focus on the outcome until you're busy enough that you need other strategies because the time commitment to doing that thing, or you just don't need it anymore.
Yeah, and there's two types of people. There's like, if you do the math and it's like $1,000 gets you $1,000, then that person does it. Or if it's like, oh, in 6 weeks I need to dial like 15 people a week.
Yep.
Like they'll do that too.
Yep.
Like, or 20 people a week.
Picking the metric that works for you.
Or 100 a week, whatever the math kind of works out to. Sorry. So it's like but both of those things become way more achievable if you break it up.
Yeah.
Or if they just see, if you're just real landmark driven. Like I'm so landmark driven. Like when I first started as a personal trainer, I was just like, if I see as many people as possible, I'll be off the gym floor as soon as I can. So like 52 people in a week, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, Jace got off the gym floor in like six to 8 weeks or whatever. And it's like, yeah, well, I didn't have a day off for fucking a whole month.
Yeah.
Like it just went in every day. I think I had 3 days off, sorry.
Yeah.
Sundays.
Couple of Sundays.
Church day.
Yeah.
But so that works.
So you train chest.
So that works for that person.
Yeah.
But then there's those people that get that anxiety about like, oh, I've got to fucking see 100 people and have this many conversations. So you're like, okay, we'll speak to 20 people a week.
Yeah.
So that's 4 people a day.
The most success I've had direct mentoring with people is the appointments.
Yeah.
Because then it's like, I don't care how you fucking get them.
Yeah.
Make the phone calls, go talk to someone on the floor, you get a referral, you get whatever.
Make it happen.
And then I was always like, the gym giving you leads does not count to this.
Yeah,
I made this many appointments.
Yeah.
Because I think if you go back to last week's episode, people have been winning based on
being spoon-fed.
And we've been saying for a decade, you can't do that. Yeah. You have to have full control, full autonomy over your business and know that you can get the outcome when you need it.
Well, those are the people that thrive in these climates, though.
Correct.
It's the ones that do the work. Get it yourself, right?
Yeah. So I'm like... Generally, like 5 appointments a week is pretty good for growth. I think what's that? 5. Let's do the math on that because I just plucked that.
Yeah, you're getting 2.5 out of that 5.
Yeah, so 5 over 6 weeks is 30.
Yeah, 30 appointments. Yeah.
So 30 appointments. If you're closing at 50%,
it's 15.
15 clients.
And then the average
5 is 20 sessions.
Yeah. There's your $1,000. Even if charging 50, which you probably charge more than that.
Yeah. And it's so simple, man. Like just go make 5 appointments a week. So. All right, I understand I need to make 5 appointments or 20 calls or...
Look, you won't need to see that many people.
I agree.
Because you're going to get a system that's going to close.
Yeah, so that's where I'm headed. Yeah. So I know I need to get, let's say it's 20 dials, 5 appointments, whatever. The next point of friction is like, well, I'm not good at the skill set.
Yeah.
The call, like, what do I do now? I know what I need to get, but how do I go get it? If I'm uncomfortable, my skill set's not good. I'm not good at sales. I'm not good at talking to people on the phone. Like, whatever.
Yeah, it feels awkward. It feels salesy. It feels.
Yeah. What's the next step?
Well, I think there's probably a step in between that in terms of like, well, who do you call? So like you would probably...
Where do I go get the 5?
Yeah. So maybe we'll go there and then we'll go to the like how it happens. So you need to get 100 contacts.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to think about where you can speak to 100 people who want your service.
Yep.
So it's people you've worked with in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It's people who you work with currently who have friends, family who need help.
Mm-hmm.
There's people in your gym. There's members who maybe haven't been to the gym for a little while. There's new members that are coming through the gym that you maybe get access to. Like you have to find 100 contacts as fast as possible that you can speak to that you can help right now.
Yeah, there's 200 people a day coming through the door.
Yeah, so even like irrespective of whether like you're standing at the front desk and someone walks in and asks for personal training, that's a layup.
Yeah,
like you're never going to get that every day. So don't take that as like one that counts.
Mm-hmm.
Go and get them yourself.
Yeah.
Create that database as fast as you can. Like you guys should all have people you've worked with in the past. That's going to be the best one. They've probably just, tried, it failed. They moved on for whatever circumstance. They probably still want to achieve the goals that they have. like get in contact with them.
Yeah.
And then, from there, it's like your current clients always have people that they know. So I would be trying to make that list as fast as possible.
Yep.
So then from there, we have the how.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have a system, man.
Yeah.
Like you need to have a method of like how to reach out to people and have that conversation. So like I don't like the idea of like giving someone like a script. Like I don't think that providing, like we call them scripts, but they're literally like prompts. So it's like how to have a fucking conversation with someone on the phone, man. Like, and it's like, as long as you understand why you're going into that conversation, everything outside of that becomes exponentially easier.
Yeah.
Make sure the person, you're speaking to the right person, use their name. Once they say yes, identify who you are, and then tell them why you're on the call.
Yep.
Make the one thing that I like really want to stress here is you have to make the appointment as fucking appealing like as possible. So it is an absolute no-brainer for that person to come. Like they have to come.
Yeah.
You're not selling them fucking personal training. You're not selling anything else but the fact that this appointment is going to change their life.
Yeah.
And if you take that philosophy, more people will come than they don't.
Yeah.
Because as soon as if you don't have that idea and you just call them and you're just like, hey, I'm from the gym. Like, you
want to come for a session?
Yeah. Want to come? Like, no one's coming to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously there's different types of like contacts. So you categorize those contacts and why you're calling, because some of the reasons of why you're contacting them are different. But at the end of the day, the same, all signs lead to the same outcome. Yep. Make the call as sexy as fucking possible, solve their problems, give them a plan, give them direction, give them desire to get back on track with their goals, to get that feeling that they wanted.
Yeah.
Which is losing 10 kilos, whatever, and the feeling that comes with that. So if you get good with that, and it comes with practice, dial,
yeah,
you will crush it.
And there's a huge gap with the prompts as well. Like even the order of the way that we have our prompts laid out, it's like, so what time do you, this to give you like a little insight as to how good conversations run. If your third question is, what time do you normally come to the gym? I've got an appointment. Instead of saying, do you want to come down for a session? You say, I've got a session available at the time that they already referenced on the day that they said that they were free. Do you want this one or this one?
Yeah.
Like the agreement, we call it like path of least resistance, setting that up in the call and knowing how to do that.
Yeah.
While actually giving a fuck about them and being like, so why did you join? How are your results going? And actually getting into that. Versus, hey, I'm from gym. I have session. Want to come. No, thanks. Bye.
Even the mentality behind the call, it's like, think about like from the other person, like they've fallen out of like the groove. They feel shit about themselves. They need help. They don't know where to go. They've probably been meaning to like, look for somebody. All of a sudden you call, like they're going to be like, fuck man, my prayers have been answered.
Yeah.
Like if you take that attitude, like sure, you'll get the ones that are not interested. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like if you call, like if you go even 1 out of 5 on the calls, get them to the appointment, it's a fucking great ratio. Like you just got to take that mindset. Like our mentors, like we just email people until they fucking unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Like if you just take that attitude, like if your career depends on it, you'll do it, man.
Yeah.
Like
what would you say to someone who's like, I don't want to be that pushy?
Well, you're missing out on the opportunity to help X amount of people by not speaking to them. So I think like if you take the attitude of like every single person on this list needs help, then you don't care.
Yeah. So here's what I think, right? We talk about core values a lot in our mentality units and exposing like what your core values actually are. And contribution is one that comes up all the time. Growth and learning is one that comes up all the time. And you ask any personal trainer, why did you become a PT? I just really like helping people.
Yeah.
Okay. So if for you to help someone, you need to use a technique versus strategy that comes from a place of giving a shit. To speak to someone and have them get in front of you for you to have the opportunity to help them. You shortcut that, and because it doesn't align with me being deliberate with the way I have conversations to maximize the chance for them to show up, which really is just like you're scared that they're going to say no.
Yeah.
So I'll just like use the least committal language possible, and then it'll prove that I'm actually not good at this and I don't have to do it anymore. You're not acting in alignment with what you're saying.
No, not at all.
If you want to help, like our things, right? We're going to reach 1 million people. If we sit back and are just like, oh, but not like that. Why?
Yeah.
It's like, because once I know, if you're listening to this podcast, I would say 99% of you are good trainers. You have your heart in the right place. You care about your clients. You're probably actually decently technically skilled. You can get most people. Most of you probably even have good retention. You just don't have enough fucking clients.
Yeah, the lead flow is just where the problem is.
Because that just seems to be the people that are in our web. Because we are all those things ourselves. So if all you're missing is the willingness to be a little bit uncomfortable and do something that you maybe thought like, oh, so you set them up in the second line so then they have to say yes? I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I do, because I know when I sit down with them, I'll change their fucking life.
Yeah. Mate, like they're the ones that they're the ones thriving in the climate, and you're not.
Yeah, and it's
like that's how you separate yourself. You run a fucking business, man. You learn how to work with leads and marketing prospects and get them on that call and help them.
And where that idea has come from is one probably sleazy experience that you've seen of someone in sales. It was probably on fucking TV anyway, not in real life. But you've experienced a salesy shit product, snake oil kind of version of it. If you don't apply the skill set of being as good at them at doing that part of it, you're letting them win. So if I'm still going back to like when I first started, I was going to take on Michelle Bridges. I was like furious with how shit Michelle Bridges' program was. How negative it was, how fucked up it was going to make people in the long term, blah, 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 blah. What I focused on the whole time was like saying what a piece of shit she was.
Savage.
That's where I was. Like, you fucking don't have to do 1,000 calories before you can eat dinner. Like, that's ridiculous. Stop it.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'll just be the best fucking trainer and I'll bury it.
Yeah.
What I didn't do was get as good at marketing as her.
Yeah.
So how many people did I not help that she got access to because I wasn't good enough at marketing?
Yeah.
Because I was too proud to be good at marketing. It's stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. To talk in a way that your prospects align with to get them to work the way you want them to achieve their goals.
Correct. Yeah. And that starts on the phone.
Yeah.
All right. Land the appointment.
Yeah. So landing the appointment, like you need a system. I said this already. You need a system. It needs to be repeatable. It needs to be measurable. And it needs to be in a sequence that takes the person on a journey so they actually understand what's going on. Because most people, when they get to the end of like their consult or their process of when they present their services, the person's saying no because they have no idea what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
I even had a chat with one of my clients, like who went and saw like someone about like an injury, and they all of a sudden we're getting like sold some package, and it was going to cost them like $2,000 a month or whatever. And I'm like, so what is it? And she's like, I don't know. And then in my head, I was like, oh, well, that's just a terrible sales sequence to not actually. And I was like, how much time did you spend with this person? 45 minutes. They did an assessment, this and that. And I'm like, okay, so you spend 45 minutes with somebody and you still don't know what it is. And they're like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, that's terrible. And I'm like, and it sounds like they just don't. It sounds like to me you either aren't going to benefit from it, or it just wasn't explained how you're going to benefit from it. So either way, you're not buying it.
Yeah.
So I just went like full business brain, and they were just like, just tell me if it's good. I'm like, it's not good. And I'm like, I'll find you someone to go see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need a process that takes the person through the journey of like how you're going to help them. So it comes from building some form of connection and making the person feel comfortable. Then it's about an assessment of their current situation, what they've done in the past, what they need or what they want right now. And then you need to solve the problem, show them, right? And then enrolling them is easy.
Yeah.
So we call it the CASE method. Connect, assess, solve, enroll.
Yeah.
If you think about those things, that is your process.
Yeah.
You cannot fuck it up.
Yeah, and
when you have a system.
You also can't bypass any of that.
No.
Like those 4 steps.
No.
If you miss one, your percentages are fucked.
So let's throw out a hypothetical. Like you